Walid Phares, Fox News national security foreign policy analyst, author of the book Future Jihad, Terrorist Strategies Against the West. You've written 3 books on this topic. What do we need to understand about the ongoing threat now after watching this unfold?
Bill, the most important thing to understand is that there is a common denominator to all these attacks, should they be coming from North Africa, Middle East, or born inside Europe, or operating inside the United States. And that one common root is the ideology. So whatever strategies we are going to be devising, strengthening our defenses, winning the war in Syria and Iraq, the one war we need to win is a war of ideas, and that's against the ideology.
Yeah, we talked about that last night when the story was breaking. This town of Cambrils has a sordid history here. Mohammed Atta, who flew the first plane into the World Trade Center on 9/11, had a meeting in this town with Ramzi bin al-Shibh. To this day, bin al-Shibh is in Gitmo, still being held today, was denied a visa into the U.S. and could have been part of the hijackers of September 11th. When you talk about defeating an ideology, if you look at what the Bush team did, what the Obama team did, what is the Trump team now doing?
Well, first of all, the history after 9/11 was that under the Bush administration, the narrative took the fight to the ideological confrontation. The problem is that there was a fierce opposition. The opposition to the Bush administration actually stopped it, especially after 2006. The Obama administration basically shifted away from it. They said that basically it's not ideology, it's social issues, economic issues. The Trump administration shifted back to the direction of the Bush administration, but it's too short, and there is a fierce opposition. So at this point in time, these attacks are going to have an impact on Western European and American public opinion to push forward in that direction.
Yeah, but you would argue first you have to identify it and you have to name it.
Absolutely, and the chief executive, the leaders of the West, including the President of the United States, should address the public and explain what it is, give it a real name. Then second, basically, we need to ally ourselves with those moderates in the Arab and Muslim world. We have begun doing this, guess where? During the speech of President Trump in Riyadh to 50 Arab and Muslim leaders. Never happened before. What is not happening is a follow-up in the region about this issue.
What do you think the squeeze in Mosul and Raqqa is doing on events like these, if anything at all? What is your sense of what the Spanish government has done with pretty tough surveillance techniques that have been employed over the past couple of years?
Well, the battlefield in the Levant, in Syria and Iraq, is important to continue. We need to make sure that no territorial base for ISIS are up and running. But more important, Bill, who's going to take over? If we're going to defeat ISIS and then have an ISIS 2, Al-Qaeda 3, or Hezbollah or other radicals, that would defeat the purpose. So that battle is important. Spain is doing something important. The Prime Minister of Spain yesterday used this new terminology for the first time. He said this is jihadi terrorism. On the ground, the Spanish authorities are now trying to dismantle preemptively the other cells that exist. Look at what happened yesterday. First, you had the operation, and then Spanish authorities went to all the areas where they think there are potential jihadists. So Spain now is leading in Europe in that regard.
And apparently the CIA gave the Spanish authorities warning 2 months ago. But even then, this is the definition of a soft target. A pedestrian mall with traffic on both sides of it and no barriers in between. Good luck with that.
Absolutely, Bill. What the jihadists of both ISIS, Al-Qaeda, and the independent jihadists have discovered is a weapon that we cannot counter easily. It's the open space. I mean, the time of attacking public offices or planes or short closed circuits is over. Now everything is open. Our mission now is to basically not just harden these defenses, is to mobilize the public, educate the public. That's why the fight against the ideology would be the first thing to do.
We're waiting for more information out of Barcelona. When we get it, we'll pass it to our viewers. Nice to see you, sir.
Thank you.
Walid Phares here in the studio.